welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for October the 21st through October the 27th. If you're new, welcome. I hope that you enjoy these readings and that you'll return. And if you are returning, thank you for supporting this channel and welcome back. Okay, so these readings are for your sun, moon, and rising, and they are for the collective. So please take what resonates and just leave the rest. Sometimes the messages can be very specific if spirit wants to contact a particular person over a particular situation. So if you would like a more tailored and in-depth personal reading, click on this link here. That will take you to my website. You can see what kind of readings I offer. Now, these I also, before I mention anything else, I do have a Facebook group, and that I do a live stream every 2 weeks in that Facebook group, and it's either about the new moon or the full moon. So coming up, we'll have the the new moon coming up this week. So I will be doing a live stream at some point this week in that group, and we look at how you receive that the new moon or the full moon, whatever it is, in your sign. So it's very interesting, and I do that live, and I also have tarot cards on hand to answer questions. Now, another way to support this channel is through Patreon. So click on this link for Patreon and check out my Patreon page. You can donate as little as $1 a month. That's huge for me, maybe not so much for you, but it really helps. Now, what else? Lastly, these readings come in three sections. One is the intro, which is this. Then there's the astrological reading. And then there is the tarot card reading. And I will have skip times to all of those in the show more section below, as well as links to other videos. Sometimes it takes me a minute to update the links to the videos, but hang in there. Or you can also look at the playlist for October, and you can find all the videos in there. So without further ado, let's go to the astrology section of your reading, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading. Now, what an incredible, powerful celestial sky we have this week. First of all, of course, it's all about culminating in the new moon on Sunday. But before that, on Monday, Venus is trine Neptune. Now, this is Monday, October the 21st, and that happens at 3:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a harmonious aspect, and it brings in an intense appreciation for the arts, especially music and painting. You may have a stronger than normal inclination towards spiritual endeavors, or the mystical arts, such as astrology and tarot and Wiccan and things like that. Now, there could be a tendency to kind of sacrifice yourself, to be a little over-generous and magnanimous. So that nature that can come out in all of us could leave you open for others to take advantage. Fortunately, Venus is also sextile to Saturn. So Saturn will rein that overly generous nature. It'll rein it in a bit, give it a little structure so that you won't be too generous and you won't be easily taken advantage of. But it is something to keep in mind. Now, the sun moves into Scorpio on Wednesday. Happy birthday, Scorpio. It's your month on the zodiac. So when the sun moves into Scorpio, things get a little more serious and perhaps more intense. It's important. Our relationships are more important. And also authenticity and honesty. We won't be interested in what's the word I'm looking for? Shallowness, or if someone's not quite who they seem to be, we don't have time for that when the sun moves into Scorpio. Now, at the beginning of the week, we have 2 planets in Scorpio, Mercury and Venus. And then as we move to the new moon on Sunday, October the 22nd, there'll be 4 planets in Scorpio, because new moons are when the sun and the moon are adjacent, are right next to each other at the same degrees. They're almost on top of each other, right? So, the full moons are when they're opposite, the new moons are when they're together. This is a wonderful time to make intentions. And this is a new moon in Scorpio. So it is very emotional. It's very deep. It's very intense. Scorpio is the detective of the zodiac. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So there's a lot of Plutonian and Scorpionic energies going on this month. So Pluto is about the planet. It's the planet of transformation, right? So this new moon will give us a chance to really go deep and see what kind of behaviors are holding us back. What needs to change in our lives? Perhaps we need to let go of some people, or a place. Perhaps we need to move. Perhaps we need to let go of some things or some behaviors. It's about searching, going really deep and searching what triggers certain reactions in us, and how can we change that? Are we smoking? Are we overeating? Are we overworking, gambling, perhaps taking drugs, maybe not exercising or taking care of ourselves? Are we sabotaging ourselves in some way? This is an opportunity to co-create with the universe and really go deep within. Transform your life through purification, through Let me tell you, I have been working with Pluto this last week or 2, and that's why you haven't heard much of me online, because I have been in deep, not just cleansing, really purification, getting rid of all my old files. I had these files from, the 90s. So I've been shredding for days and deep cleaning. Everything's been moved. It is plutonic. So if you can do that, it feels so amazing. I have reorganized my whole home and my workspace, so everything kind of flows a lot more easily. So this is an opportunity, and it's opportunity to look at yourself and how you react. Now, okay, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. It's going to be quite a challenging week, because at the same time, the new moon, that's the moon and the sun, right, are opposite Uranus. Now, this can mean volatile moods and mood changes, and our energy levels may fluctuate. This is really important to resist the urge to react. It can be rebelliousness, and anger can come up. So breathe before you react, and perhaps it might be more prudent to stay quiet. If you have the urge, that impulse to react, resist that. Now, earlier on the same day, Sunday is a whoa. One of those days, it's like a whoa. It's a hot topic day. So I would be aware of Sunday. These energies are a few days before and a few days after. Excuse me. And the energy of the new moon will carry us forward. So look, this is an intention that we need to make at this new moon of how we can change our life going forward and improve it. It's like, what can we change fundamentally about ourselves? What is possible to change? You know, this energy is behind us for this change. It's, you know, it's got our back. Now, earlier in that day, Mars squares Saturn. This can bring up control issues. This is all about control. It can be about manipulation. It's almost like you have to take control of everything. And, you know, people and situations. Now, in extreme situations, you may express cruelty or perhaps even violence to get your way. Or somebody may perpetrate that against you. So strive to, this is really important because this, you know, manipulation and anger and cruelty comes from fear, really. That's the underlying emotion is fear. So strive to find out what that fear is, where it comes from. It will give you a better understanding of yourself and perhaps some self-awareness. And when you have that, then you can start to change those things. So this new moon will help in that discovery, the self-discovery and self-awareness. So it is really one of those, this week is all about going within. It's about searching for solutions. It's about searching for the root and help you to understand. Because when you understand, it takes the power out of that fear, right? It stops you from reacting out of emotional fear. Okay, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your reading, or the tarot card section of your reading for October the 21st through October the 27th, all the way to the new moon in Scorpio. All right, let's go to your cards. This is for Virgo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo for October the 21st through October the 27th? 3 cards for Virgo. 2 more cards for Virgo, please. 2 more cards for Virgo. 1 more card for Virgo. Oh, there we are. They are flying out, darling. Left, right, and center. Oh, there. Oh, okay. You've got 4 cards. You know, it's so funny. Most people have got 4 cards on the top. Most signs. Okay. Now we're going to the clarifying cards. These are clarifying cards for Virgo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, and helpful information can you give Virgo through these clarifying cards for October the 21st through October the 27th? Please clarify. Please clarify please clarify the, oh, wow, very definite, very interesting reading. Okay, take a look at your cards, Taurus. Virgo. Virgo, the first card out for you is the Lover's card, clarified by the 6 of Swords. Then you have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the 4 of Pentacles. Then you have the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, clarified by the 5 of Swords. Okay, Virgo. The first card out for you is the Lover's card. The Lovers, look, the Lovers can mean that there's a new love coming in, but I think that this is a decision that's on the table, and it's about perhaps your relationship. There's a decision that you need to make. And look, clarifying it is the 6 of Swords, so it's about moving on from this relationship. You have the 6 of Swords, which is saying Get in the boat and go. The situation has become so impossible that, and there's a fear. When the Six of Swords comes in, there's a fear because it's the fear of the unknown. Can you make it on your own? Can you do this? But when the Six of Swords comes in, it's saying, look, there's calmer waters and greener pastures. Hey, listen, nothing's guaranteed, right, in life. And there's no guarantee that it won't be a rough ride getting there because, you know, there are rough waters out there. However, this is a hope. The Six of Swords is hope. It's saying, get in the boat, move on already. It's like there is calmer water out there and there are greener pastures. So get in the boat and go. And then you've got the Queen of Wands, and she's all, look, the Queen of Wands is this very intelligent, very astute. She's out there. She's the best wife, the best mother, the best, you know, host. She's like one of those she's a businesswoman. She's like one of those executives that has it all, balances everything. She's got infinite energy. She just seems to be able to do everything. So when she comes in, this is about getting in touch with your confidence. Don't underestimate yourself. You can do this. You can move on. This is definitely, for some of you, you have to move on from a relationship in order to get some happiness here. Now, clarifying this is you're holding on to something. This is the Four of Pentacles, and you're holding, sometimes this can be you're holding on because of financial issues. It can be that's why you're holding on to this relationship. Now, this relationship can be a friendship, it can be a family member, it can be anyone. And for some of you, it really is your partner, your lover, your, you know, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And you have to really dig deep within and find your power, darling. Stand in your power. Let go and move on. It's like you're blocking yourself by holding on to something that's not working for you anymore. And this is definitely a time to make those changes. Now, the next card you have is the Queen of Swords right next to the Ace of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about, look, she's about telling the truth no matter what. She can cut through inauthenticity and BS, right? She's got no time for it. She doesn't have time. She's intelligent. She's got a lot going on. She's an astute businesswoman. She's going to tell you the truth, even though it may hurt you or it may be a little abrasive, because she thinks it's going to help you to move on. So this can mean that you can get somebody can actually give you some advice, but it might be a little hard to take. But it's advice that you need to take. Don't shoot the messenger, is what I'm getting. This is somebody who's telling you the truth, not to intentionally hurt you, but to just make you wake up and kind of smell the coffee kind of thing, right? It's like you've got this person's going to deliver some information that you need to get. Now, it's one of those times where you might be like, oh, you know, how dare you? And you might not receive it. But, excuse me, I'm under the weather, so I've got this bit of a cough going on. So you're being asked not to shoot the messenger. Step back. Don't react. You know, take what you can own and leave the rest. You don't have to take it all. Look, next to it is the Ace of Swords. So this is an opportunity for you to have a new beginning. And it's like you don't feel like it's going to be easy. And maybe it's not going to be easy when the Ace of Swords comes in, but it's worth it. Look, the eagle, the strength. The Ace of Swords is the remover of obstacles. So yes, a challenging start sometimes, but well worth it. And I always use the example of being in a jungle by surrounded by thick vegetation and being completely stuck, not being able to move anywhere. And then all of a sudden from the heavens, there's angels singing, there's a light, and a big machete comes down, and you are able to carve your way through that jungle. But it's hard work, right? It's like elbow grease, putting it in, but you are grateful because you're getting out of there, right? Eventually. Now, clarifying the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords is the Five of Swords. And 5 is about change, right? This is about art. The Five of Swords has shown up in quite a few readings, and this is representing Mars square to Saturn, which is happening at the same time as the full moon, before and after. This is a tendency to be cruel, manipulative, and insulting people. It's very... that's the nature. It's like winning an argument by being condescending or personally insulting someone. So we have to be aware of this energy. And because it's a new moon, this is a chance for new beginnings and to really look at ourselves and how we can change going forward. And it's going to be rather emotional because it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is a deep water sign. It's deeply intense, deeply emotional. And so we're going to have this tendency, the Five of Swords comes in to just humiliate someone, to win an argument, be cruel, there's cruelty can come in during this time. So we need to be aware of it and resist the urge, when we find ourselves wanting to go there, pull the reins in and stop ourselves from doing that. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, co-workers, neighbors, social media if you can, and comment. I answer every comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.